Good morning to all. Now in data warehousing and mining, we will try to understand the concept of tree pruning. So it's very simple and very short topic which we can understand. What is that tree pruning? It basically the concept applies on the type of the decision trees. So when a decision tree is built, many of the branches will reflect anomalies in the training data due to the noise or the outliers. So when you are having a data set which are having n number of data and which are not even the trained, so due to those particular untrained or the unsupervised data sets, your tree or your decision tree will have some kind of an anomalies, or we can say that it is having some kind of an inconsistency. So the tree pruning methods address this kind of a problem of overfitted data. Such methods typically use the statistical measures to remove the least reliable branches. So we can say that there is a concept called overfitting and the underfitting data. We can see it into the next coming slide. And we can also understand the pruning should reduce the size of learning tree without reducing the predictive accuracy as measured by the cross validation sets. So when you apply the pruning for reducing the size of your learning tree, then first of all, your accuracy of the prediction should not be hampered, and you need to calculate their error sets based on the cross validations. So for each and every decision level, you need to check the errors, and if you need to reduce that error as well. So that for that we are applying that pruning concept with the cross validations errors. So there are many techniques that the tree pruning is to be applied to optimize your performance. The common approaches are the pre-pruning and the post-pruning. So there are some conditions in which you will apply in the starting while creating a decision tree, or after creation of the decision tree, then you will check it what kind of an issues are related and what kind of an noises is to be there into the specific decision levels. Then you will stop it or you will cut down. Now let's see the concept of the overfitting versus underfitting. So you can say that a particular model is to, you can say that they are purely fit under your learning system, and you are trained your data in such a way that they are satisfying the maximum conditions, but on the failure of the one conditions itself is called as an overfitted model system. And underfitting is what? That you have given so much robustness into the patterns and you given a outcome so that it will be underfitted. Now how can you say that? For example, uh, you are having some kind of a data. On the basis of the classifiers, you applied the algorithms and you identified one model. So my model is saying that this is a ball. Whatever the circle shape is coming, that is considering as a ball. Now if I am putting the another data set like orange, if I am putting it, so my model is saying again it is a ball, but however it is a orange. So it means that you have put up entire data into that particular model in such a robust manner that my system is only allowing to understand this is the model which is relate with only the ball system. So any circle medium is satisfying that particular condition, but you are giving that it is a ball. So that is coming under your underfitting system. While if you are putting some conditions like 3 to 4 conditions, if you are putting some attributes like color, then you can put up some kind of the size, then you can put up some kind of smell. Okay, so these are the some certain some additional attributes if you have been given. So sometimes it is happening that all the satisfied condition if you are having, so that is called overfitted. Okay, so do you want a model that can fit into one sheet of paper, or it is understood by a broad audience? Or do you want the best possible accuracy when even if it is a black box? The two techniques called pruning and early stopping and or post pruning and pre pruning for managing these trade-off in the context of the decision tree. So like when you are having a crash of any aeroplane, then you definitely you are just finding out the black box. Why the black box? Because on the particular black box, uh, if it's to be identified, then you will able to identify the correct reason for crashing that particular aeroplane. So you need, because of you have defined some set of rules. On the basis of that set of rules, whether my system or my model has been able to run in the particular direction or into that particular specific way what has been defined into that. So this is a kind of a model system which we are talking about. So that's why sometimes it is happening that they are overfitted, or sometimes it is said as the underfitted. Underfitted is not possible just because of in each and every cases. It means that you need to fix up the criteria under the black boxes, but there are some certain conditions in which you can give it a some kind of a liberty on the basis of taking a decision into the different type of scenarios, like into the bad weather condition, what should be the behavior of the black box, and if you are having a very sunny or the very smooth weather condition, then what is the probability of taking off or the running that particular aeroplane. Everything is to be depend on the predefined conditions, then only you are taking a decision. Now what is post pruning? As the name implies, that pruning involves cutting back the tree after a tree has been built up in the absence of early stopping. It may be overfitted. In this case, what we are doing that we are creating the entire decision tree. Then afterwards, you are trying to cutting back that particular tree. So in practice, this often means that the final subset known as the leaves of the tree, because in every tree you are having root, then you are having decisions, then you are having some leaves. So that's why the branching concept is there. So in this practice, each consists of only a few data points. So the tree has learned the data exactly, but a new data point that differs very slightly might not be predicted well. So these are the some basic strategies which you can have, that you must minimum the error. You can reduce it to the smallest tree, and otherwise none. What is the advantage of that? You need to minimize that error. It means that whatever the decisions on the different decisions levels, you need to check their errors, and you need to compare that errors, whichever is higher, then you have to minimize that error. On the basis of that minimization, you will cut the tree. Okay. So in early, what is the early stopping, or you can say the pre-pruning? That in this particular method, to prevent that overfitting is to try and stop the tree building process early before it produces the leaves with very small sample. It means that as the your decision tree is growing based on the multiple huge data sets, because in supervised learning or the learning, we can say we are having a huge number of data sets, but we need to take it some decision. So that heuristic approach we need to identify uh, in the basis of the pre-pruning decision tree. Why is it so? In the starting itself, you will try to calculate their cross validation error. If the error does not decrease significantly enough, then we stop there. From there itself, no leaf will be created, and that particular early stopping may underfit by stopping too early. So the current split may be a little benefit because of each and every level you are checking the errors, and then on the basis of the error you are stopping to grow more. So branches you can create it, but the moreover the tree level structure, if you just try to going out, so here you are applying the concept of the cross validation error in itself, you will stop in the initial level. So that's why somehow you will get a very less or very minimal tree structure with the best suitable error. So, but the post pruning decision tree is more mathematically rigorous. So, because of you need to load the entire tree, then you need to identify each and every stage level. So, sometimes it is cumbersome to go for the calculation part. This is the example in which you can try to understand that the node is marked into the red misclassify. Here you can have a root, you can have a decision. Again, you are having a decision level 2, then you are having a branches. You can say the leaf. So in starting from the bottom, it is easy to see that node 3 become can be made into a leaf, node 3. Okay, where since it makes lesser errors, because z0 you can say that it is a zero error. So as a subtree the classifications happens at 4 5, and 5 makes one error, because here is one error, here is zero error, here is zero error. So that 5 node 3 itself makes no error. So same goes with the 6 and 9. So you are having some zero errors. So where how you can finding out, it depends on the different type of errors at different tables. So newly with the newly created tree with the 3 and 6, you can see that you have reduced that size, you have just cut it down, then your final tree comes into this. So there are some comparisons in between that pre-pruning and the post-pruning. So pre-pruning is faster than the post-pruning, since it does not need to wait for complete construction of decision tree. And earlier words I had said the same thing, that in post-pruning you need to load the entire decision tree, then you need to go for the each and every node levels, and you need to check their errors. So it is some of the cumbersome tasks to complete this. So but still post pruning is preferable or the pre pruning, because it interaction, because of the interaction effect. Definitely in each and every level the data is to be set, so that's why otherwise you can have some kind of a uh, miss, you can lose your data if you are applying the pre pruning, because it suppresses the growth by evaluating each attribute individually. So it might overlook effects that are due to the interaction of the several attributes and stop too early. So because you will not visit the entire data sets, and in the initial stage you will stop, and you will your tree will not be grown with the complete data set. So sometimes, so it hampers the entire growth of the tree without the proven data which is required to take a decision. So with this, this pruning concept is completed. I hope you understood the pruning concept for the decision tree. And if you are having any query, you can reach me vikas.srivastava at galgotiasuniversity.edu.in. Thank you for watching me.